Hey everyone, Skull902 here once more for Power Rangers. This is part 3, the Super Nintendo game, blah blah blah. Introductions, am I right? So anyway, we're going to be playing as Billy, the Blue Ranger, who was played by David Yost, or Yost. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the man's last name. I'm going to go with Yost. I hope he doesn't watch this video and get horrifically offended at me pronouncing the name the wrong way, if I am indeed pronouncing it the wrong way. But Billy was like the inventor. He was the genius on the team. He, would come up with various contraptions and other such things to help the Rangers out in their mission to fight against evil. He invented the communicators. I'm fairly certain, I can't think of any other regular inventions, at least in Mighty Morphin, that he invented. Not off the top of my head, but he had a lot of one-time inventions that certainly helped out in a pinch, and he was a very invaluable part of the team. Of the original 5, he was the most developed because he stayed on the show the longest, and as far as Rangers go, he is the longest tenured with a single color. Only Tommy beats him out for longevity. But Tommy was the green, white, red, and black Ranger at different points in his tenure. So Billy, just with one single color, blue. He was the Blue Ranger in all of Mighty Morphin. I guess Alien Rangers counts as Season 3, or the end of Season 3, I should say, rather, but fuck it. Eventually, Billy retired from being a Ranger to be more of the technical advisor to the Rangers, like having a behind-the-scenes role in Zeo, where he would invent the most of the Zeo Rangers' arsenal was invented by him. The Zeo Zords, their weapons. The only things that weren't invented by Billy as far as the Zeo arsenal are concerned are Pyramidas, the Super Zeo Zords, and pretty much anything that the Gold Ranger brought to them. So yeah, quite extensive a list of things that Billy invented. And personally, I like the guy. I like the character. He's someone that you can sympathize with and everything. And I like his actor as well. From what I've seen, David Yost, however which way you pronounce his name, is a humble guy. Despite the circumstances in which he left the show, let's just leave it at it was very unfortunate. He's a good dude. Again, with the character development thing, as you can like see in part of the gameplay here, Billy, when he's not in Ranger mode, strikes in a very, how should I say, wimpy way. Like he's trying to protect himself, like, oh god, don't hit me, ooh. I'm so sorry. But that's kind of like how Billy treated fighting at the beginning of the show, and then he got more competent and confident. So that was a nice thing to show off, because in Power Rangers you didn't get a lot of character arcs like that. So it was nice to see that Billy was treated in that sort of sense, with an interesting way to grow as a character. But yeah, so that was all about Billy. In this level, you saw him earlier. We are going to be facing the Eye Guy, who weird ass monster. He had this ability to break himself apart, and he had like a central eye that I suppose, even though this is going to sound extremely weird, like a brain. And I believe he had hypnosis powers. It was fucking weird. I don't think I've seen that episode in full. I've only read a summary, but Eye Guy is kind of freaky. Furthermore, the boss fight was something that gave me trouble. It's the only time you'll see a crossfade cut in this entire playthrough. Fuck's sake. For some reason, the bosses in this game really gave me a lot more trouble than they usually do when I tried to record this. And they were like breaking out a bunch of attacks that I just never had to really encounter before. It was either that or I would just improperly use the bomb or something. The only one that I think like didn't really give me all too much trouble was the Genie, because Genie's kind of a pushover of a fight, but we'll get to that in level 4. So just hold your horses there. I'm not going to be talking about Genie yet. This is all about iGuy and Billy. Another thing I should mention actually about Billy is much like Kimberly's actor, Amy Jo Johnson, David Yost also had a background in gymnastics. That's like something that Saban would require of their actors back in the day when they were doing the original production of Power Rangers. Was that they wanted actors with some kind of an athletic background. So Jason David Frank, Walter Jones, Twee Trang, and Austin St. John were all trained martial artists, and David Yost and Amy Jo Johnson both were gymnasts who were taught some karate moves and whatnot. So very interesting. Of course, Disney, as far as I'm aware, would abandon that practice and oftentimes just hired actors who were purely actors, which I think kind of fucks with the immersion. But I suppose if you're trained, after the fact, that it can be all right. So yeah, just a kind of slow sewer part right here, but here I'm gonna try to show off something and miserably fucking fail at it. You wouldn't know like how the fuck you're supposed to get this capsule here, and I did it in a previous recording that I had to dump, but unfortunately Billy did not hitch onto the wall there. So what you're supposed to do is wall jump, and you get the box that way. It's inside. It's another bomb. Usually you can find a second bomb in the levels. I think the only one that doesn't have one, or at least as far as I'm aware, doesn't have one, is level 5. The original bomb that you stick with as a ranger is the one that you get for the rest of the level in that one. Again, as far as I'm aware. Because I really don't know where a second bomb location would be, unless if it's on the top. But yeah, there's my fucking crossfade cut there, and you don't get to see Billy's bomb either because I used it up, and it doesn't carry over into the next life. But this here is iGuy, who will use a slam attack. He shoots his eyeballs as a projectile at you, even if his aim is a little bad. But he also shoots lasers. And he's kind of like Bones in a way, except for Bones was a 3-phase fight, and this guy is a 2-phase fight. Where eventually, like here we see he's gonna break down, and he's gonna have that central eye bit that I told you about that like controls his entire body. So it's at this point the boss isn't like too terribly difficult or anything. The only thing that's kind of a bitch is like him being low enough for you to actually hit him, because you need to jump and hit him, and when you don't have the bomb, that can be a little difficult. So I would just say patience for this one. You definitely want to watch out for the beam that he shoots you, the little energy ball. So yeah, okay, that was just complete ignorance. I deserve to get hit there, but just be patient, and you'll see your way through, like I eventually will, whenever the fuck this guy wants to just die already. Really, I wish I had the fucking bomb. But 90s games, so I actually get punished for dying, so just again, it's a test of patience, especially if you don't have the bomb. If you do have the bomb, then this is, you know, this part wouldn't even be like tough or anything like that. It's just, you know, whatever. All you got to do is avoid the laser beam. I keep saying beam, the energy ball, and you'll be all set. Something I should say. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to mention that in the next part about the eye guy. Wow, I really do not know how to do commentary. But in any case, I'll try to learn next time. See you guys later.